Most welcome.
Thank you. Right. I feel like we might need to wake up a bit. Got a bit of a lunchtime slump. So I'm going to ask you guys to get into pairs. Doesn't matter who it's with, but I'm going to need you to firstly choose one. You can either choose Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg, or you can choose Still Dre by Dr. Dre. Shall we have a vote? Show of hands. Who would like Dr. Dre? Okay, 1, 2. And who would like Snoop Dogg? 3, 4, 5. Who would like Snoop Dogg?
We would like Still
1,
Dre,
2,
yeah.
3. This is too even. I need a bit more of a majority. What's going on?
Dre. We want Dre.
Go for
let's have
Dre.
then. Okay, we're going to do Dre. I'm going to play the instrumental, and I'm not going to explain to you why we're doing this. It'll make sense later. And I'd like you to, if you can pull up on your phone or come and take a picture of this prologue from Romeo and Juliet, which introduces the story. And while the beat, Still Dre is playing in the background, I'd like you, in your pairs, to read out the lines from the prologue. The whole thing, please, not just 1 or 2 lines. I want full commitment, thank you. And I'd like you to think about rhythm. I'd like you to think about the message. I'd like you to think about the words and have fun with it. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. You need to take a picture or put it up on your phone. And Francis, if you could just play.
Yeah, play the Dre, yeah. Yeah, I can actually. Let me get my speaker. Having a really low vote of it.
I mean, you can do okay, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's enough, is it?
Yeah. Oh, I get you. Yeah.
Right, thank you guys. So, thank you for taking part. So the reason why I actually chose this is because it focuses on the family. And I've used a method introduced and researched and created by Francis, known as diagrammating. And I thought Romeo and Juliet was an interesting way to start off thinking about family and parents and things like that.
So next slide, yeah.
Yeah, this sort of legacy, as it were. So I used diagrammating in my essay and creative writing research, and I really enjoyed it. So I just want to ask you guys to talk about it as well. So if I just read out a few things, diagrammating is a combination of diagrams, dialogue, and art and writing. This is an example taken from Francis, and I used it to just explore some ideas about my family and my culture and my parents, and what kind of impact it had on me, and put them all together. But probably I thought the most helpful thing about diagrammating was that you have to explain it or sort of take part in some form of dialogue with it as well. So it could be to yourself, it could be to other people, but you are kind of bringing together all these sort of practices in one form. And it's very low stakes as well. And it can be silly and messy, and it's just your thoughts and your ideas. And I love that. And I love doing it with my students as well, because, you know, so much of what they do is so stressful, you know, with marks and scores and grades and things like that. So this is a low stakes thing, and they can just, what I like to call word vomit on a page. And that's quite wonderful. If I can show you my next slide. So this is me diagramming my parents. A while ago, so I can't remember much. But if you take a look, I've got visa. I've got, actually, what can you guys see? I'm not going to read that. What can you shout it out? Remote, a boat, umbrella,
Family tree.
family tree. What else can you see?
Spider.
Spider.
No, I'm joking.
Picture book, maybe. What was that? Picture book. A picture. Yes, yeah. So I'm using pictures. What kind of pictures, though? What else?
An aeroplane.
An aeroplane. Good.
Have you had
An ocean, water. Yeah. So.
Boombox.
Yeah, and so what I did is just threw onto a page diagrams in what kind of things, but I also didn't just use pictures, I also used words. I also used flow charts and brainstorms. So I did my mum and my dad, and then I did a word flow and just things that came to my mind, and like just sort of tracking that sort of workflow. And it was messy, and it didn't really matter what it looked like, and no one cared, and that was nuts. So I kind of would like for you guys to try that out today. So you can use my model example, or you can word vomit in your own fashion. I don't mind. If you could go on to the next slide, Francis. So I've listed here a few things that I would like you to diagram onto a page. I'm only going to give you a few minutes to do that. You can choose obviously what you want to, but here are some inspirations. So I've said objects in your home growing up, foods and ingredients, places you to travel to, colours. What could you see out of your window in your family home, for example? Your local area, perhaps accomplishments and talents. That'd be quite useful for later on, actually. So you might want to make a note of that now. And works and schools and teachers, and not just you, of your family as well. And that can be your chosen family or the family you grew up with. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do that. Not very long. Off you go. Remember, you can use the flow chart. I want to see that. One more minute.
terms of diagramming their life. And thing. We're slightly behind time, to be honest. But get there
Okay,
in the end.
so if you choose a picture or a word that you wrote or drew, and just be ready to share one word or one image that you want. Okay, so. Go on, room. One word.
Autism.
Bunsen burner.
Someone.
Corn oil. Four.
Chicken.
Chickens.
Inside.
Infant.
Wisdom related.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty.
three words there.
Down piano. Something.
Forward. Options. Journey.
Be best.
Okay, brilliant. So that's how I started off, because I do don't come to my head straight away. Like fully formed sentences certainly don't. So diagrams will really help me. What I did afterwards was try Gilly Borton's, next slide please, Marcus, approach to free writing, which is if you want to examine a little bit about your background, about yourself, about your ideas, the one way to do it is through free writing. I think we've all done free writing here, or is anyone here unfamiliar with it? Okay, we're familiar with the concept. So I'm going to give you 6 minutes to choose one thing from your diagram image that you would like to write about for 6 minutes. It can be the thing that just told me, or it can be anything else. I'm just modeling for you what I did as part of my way of connecting with my family. Again, you can write whatever you like. Again, no one will make you get out, I promise. Questions? No? 6 minutes is a long time. Don't underestimate it. You're going to babble a lot, I promise you. The time starts now. I'm gonna give you guys one more minute. Okay, now it's guys to stop there now. Right, I'm going to ask you to do something really excruciating, which is to read through your own work. Ugh, it's cringe, isn't it? That makes me want to die when I look at my own work. But if we go on to the next slide, the point of going through your work is not just only building resilience, but to do something that Alice does in Through the Looking Glass, which is introduce an idea introduced by Kitty Bolton, which is she climbs through the mirror and then she looks back on the room that she's just left behind and she suddenly sees everything in a very different way. Everything seems a little inverse or the upside down world, which is really good. And sort of sees things in a new light. And I'd like you to take that approach to reading through your own work. You don't have to write anything anymore, but I've put some questions up here. You can choose one. I know you may want to do all of them, but just choose one. My favorite one is, what did you take for granted earlier that you now need to re-examine? You're going to look back at your own free writing now. We're going to get over the cringe factor and you're just going to think about something in it that's what surprised you or that you hadn't thought of it that way, or a sentence or a phrase or an idea that you hadn't really considered. And I'd like you to share what you come up with your partner and your sat next to you. And that just like 60 seconds. You don't have to do that for long. Off you go. Read through your own work. Choose a question that you want to answer. Then people would like to share that you think, oh, I didn't want to go down this road, or there's something else that I like to do, or
I read it out. Found that I was reading it back through, like, where bring up to this would move data from them. I just realizing like while I was writing it, going back.
that's brilliant. Thank you. That's exactly how I felt as well when I wrote it. There's a kind of distance as well that's built-in, but also time being thought into to compress at the same time. You know. Anyone else? Yeah.
That was right in mine. So it's reading back on it now, I realized that I didn't know how I was gonna end it and I'll go back on. Oh, so mine is about like my father, and how he used to.
Same. Same.
For no good reason.
Yeah.
But you're the stereotype. And then reading back on it, I was like, oh wait. Now I do that. So now the ending to mine was like, look at me in the apple of the tree doing the same part.
Very good.
It will probably, if I could write me at the end of that, I'm so sick and tired of it. But when I read back, it's really good with those questions.
Good. That's the best kind of writing when you don't know what it's going to take you. And I think the important part of diagram writing and free writing is engaging with it and having some sort of dialogue. Looking back on it, sort of overcoming the idea of looking at your own life and what sort of dialogue creating that. So I just want to show you my waffling here on the next slide. So here I did some. Yeah, so this is, I actually don't know what I said. Oh, I picked out the word immigrant. Oh, it's horrible. I'm gonna have to read it to me. Right. You thought wrong. You thought the worst. So this is me talking about my mom, I think. You feared and were scared for Amma and Abba, but they are okay. They were okay, and they knew why they were here, and they had a clear purpose. And I think I might be jealous I am many things. I'm surprised at how calmly she told me. So I'm talking about my mom there. Did she only share the good stuff for me? For my safety? I hope not. I hope Amma was honest to me. And that matters to me the most, that all the struggles and happiness were clearly and openly laid out in front of me. Because that's what I wanted to see. I want to see the dark like spots, the gaps in the wrinkles. I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar and I love him for the rawness. And I realize now that the rawness of Amma's transition here is something delicate and beautiful. I don't need to fixate or be observed with only seeing them in one way. I did it, something, I have no idea. Did it occur to you, Sama, that they were okay? That they were young and naive, but there is strength in that too. Something, what have I written there? What's that word? Anyone know? No. The main thing that gave me joy is Amma's striving. Like, she didn't give up. She had aspiration. So, none of those things did I know until I wrote it. So that's something quite beautiful and wonderful in doing that. And I would highly encourage you guys to do the same. What I did after though, is sustain that dialogue and came up with a creative response where I wrote a poem. And these are just, in red is me and in blue is my mum. And I'm just talking about a place, Greeley Street, which is where like loads of Asian people are shopping for like something. So anyway. And that was quite a wonderful thing to piece it all together, to bring it all together. So what I'd like you guys to do today is do a piece of creative writing upon reflection of the things you've been writing about. Should we go to the next slide, Francis? I'd like you to do a boast poem. I really love a boast poem. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of a boast poem. They go back actually really far. We kind of know, maybe associate them with sort of rap artists maybe, but actually they go back really far. As far as Beowulf, for example, and we've got like Tolkien doing it a little bit as well, which is you boast where you come from. And I think people have seen Gladiator, maybe the film, and you've got, who knows the lines from Gladiator when he introduces himself? Come on, somebody, you know.
Well, you're talking about the husband to a
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
father to murder a child, husband to murder wife. I work my vengeance. It's like
Yes, that's one. Excellent accent as
That
well.
when he's touching the grass.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And he's walking through and he's introducing himself. So I would like you today, today's session, is to write a boast poem about where you come from, your accomplishments, going back to your family, going back to your roots, wherever they are, wherever they may be, but using the stuff that you diagrammed to help you with that as well. And just to get you started on the next slide.
No, next slide, yeah.
I would like you to write down 5 of your personal accomplishments, just 5. They can be personal, they can be very small, they don't have to be huge. They can be academic awards, sports victories, or special talents, or things that you hope to do that you're working on at the moment that you think you're going to be really good at them as well. And I'd like you to also write down places of where you're from, whether that, like for me, would be like town hamlets. So it could also be Bangladesh, where my parents are from as well, so your genealogy as well. And then I'm going to ask you to put it together and do something like that. So just quickly to take down some notes. 5 things you're really proud of, and maybe 5 places where you come from as well, wherever that is. They don't have to be huge accomplishments. They can be like things like I woke up this morning. Okay, I'm now going to set you up. This is the last activity, I promise. You've done loads of writing. Thank you, I appreciate it. And if I could just show you an example and get you guys started. There. Hopefully we can all, boast about where we're from with our parents. And the idea of a boast poem, by the way, is that you have to big yourself up, okay? You can't be soft about this. You gotta go hard, okay? You go all the way. You have to really try and impress me. You could threaten me if you like. You could tell me, like that I can't do the same thing that you've done, that you've managed as well. These are some lyrics that I've taken just to give you an idea of what I mean by that. These are, we're not fans of Kanye West, but go on then, one of the things. Went from the most hated to the champion Godslow. I guess that's a feeling under me and the Brondo. It's a thin line between paper and hate, friends and snakes, 9 millis and 38s. You don't have to mention them. Hell or the pearly gates, I was destined to come. Predictive, Lady God, who blew breath in my lungs. That was Nas. I show more blind rage than Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles wrestling in a steel cage. So, pick yourself up a bit. It's important that you do this. This is how we use diagramming to kind of engage with our own history and our parents. I want to show you an example of post poem I did with one of my students, and you're all going to start this in the same way. So, Niels wrote. It starts off with "You don't know who I am. Let me tell you." That's going to be your first few lines, and then you're going to list me your accomplishment. You're going to tell me what a badass you are. You're going to tell me where you come from and how that's contributed. So you don't know who I am. Let me tell you. Might live in London, but I ain't from here. Up north is where I'm from, not Kentish, Denmark is my country. The land of Carlsberg and winter. We like to kill and plunder. I mean, travel. Vikinghood is my legacy. You'll see me in Valhalla. My name brought dread to all those who heard people of victory we were. Hill might seem basic, but at least my family's got the view. My Irish side might have given my what's that word? My dyslexia is acting up again. Let's rewind back in time. So it was half French and half Danish. There's a French Revolution going on inside my head. I see public executions of every person I've ever met. There is blood between my teeth, at least the ones I still have left. I got beat down all my life. At least I can say I tried my best. That's what my ancestors could for. Enough of that ancient talk. I'm able to be my own man now. Might have been born in Paris. Might have lived in Romania. Might have been around, but that doesn't stop me from being me, from London, from Camden, from Kentish, from Falkland Road. I'm still Nils Madeline Hill of London. So I'd like you to start with those two lines, and I'd like you to end with telling me what your name is at the end of the song. You have, I think, a substantial amount of time, 5 minutes to do that word. Off you go. Enjoy.
Syeda. Hi, it's me, I'm online. Hello. Do you have a boast poem that you've written?
I do. I didn't bring it with me. I should have. I can send it to you if you like.
Yes, please. I'm because I'm illustrating and I wanted to put your one in, but it's fine.
Okay, but I'm happy to send you. You're happy to use this one as well. I've
Okay.
changed the name. So
Okay. Thanks very much.
He wrote this, yeah.
How old is he?
15.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Sexy, I think. When he performs, it's really good because he's like,
He does, yeah.
probably with his collar.
Yeah.
This is like, he takes it out. And by all means, copy the format that Nielsen's done as well. Not a problem. Not really about how well you write, it's about just engaging through writing and being in dialogue with yourself.
questions to do this. Yeah, it's really valuable from
It's actually quite tame, I think, this film. I think it could be a bit more aggressive.
It's really shy. Doesn't used to do it. He's behind time, I'm afraid. She's still got Reese to go, and then it's Christian. Sorry. Be around 4ish to be more.
I'll stop there, but would anyone like to read out a stanza, a few lines? Would anyone like to share? Please. No? Carrie? Go on. Live? Okay. Wait, hang on, sorry, we need to talk something, guys. Did you play that?
Right.
Sorry, I forgot to mention, when we did those home, Niels also had to do the backing track.
Hang on, just give me. I need to find.
Let's go back to task one.
Just need to get the speaker going. Is that all right? Just
Yeah.
for a sec.
Anyone else want to volunteer?
I'll have a go. It's not very good, to be
Yeah,
honest.
you just have to do it to the beat, that's all.
I can't do that.
In a threatening
Go on,
voice.
Francis. I'll do it, but they're gonna hear it from me later, so
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah.
come on, help me
Yeah.
out.
I'm willing.
Good, okay, you can go next then. Francis can go, Carrie can go, anyone else? Yes, excellent. Sorry,
I do it not.
as in I can play and you don't follow the beat? Or like you're not playing it at all?
Trying to stick to the beat is more pressure.
You don't have to stick to the beat, just read it. What happens is you naturally fall into it anyway, don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. So it is connected now. Where are we? It's not playing. Sorry, I thought he would get the
Oh,
I've
don't
got
worry,
the speaker
I'll do that.
connected. Okay. Apologies. Technology.
There we go. I can get it on my phone. It's fine. Right, off you go, Karen. All right, the beat's on go.
You don't know who I am. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
This part is not gonna fall into the song. I'm from my grandmother's hummingbird field in a tiny town of Taxis. Beer cans and not much else. My mom happened to escape. Oh, my mom happened to escape after a coyotes in toxic waste across the street from high school. And
Sorry.
became a software engineer. 9 women are graduating from middle finger. Picture of it. A corner for them. Yeah, it's that sort of resentment that runs deep in my blood. So when they cut out my voice with a laser knife, I grew back better and still say, I'm from, you don't belong here. And I say, yes, I do.
Yes. Who wants to go next? No?
I can do it, but
Come on.
there's gonna be plenty of rapping from me.
I'll do mine. Mine's not very good.
That's not the point.
You don't know who I am. I am the softest of the softest. I'm so kind that I blind people kindly.
Yes.
I can forgive and forget better than the worst badass. I can be a sponge for endless pain and turning it into meaningful processed joy. I can take all my aggression and anger and turn it into ecstatic dancing. I can take lots of masculine prancing and transform it to self.
Fine. Anyone else? I think we have some. Okay, this is going well.
Hey, I've got a little clap online. Amy gave me a clap.
Are we okay with this? Does anyone want to put out any more suggestions? We can. No, okay, no, that's good, that's good. As long as you're sick of it.
Things that you like a bit of it.
It's up to you.
Okay. You don't know who I am. Let me tell you. Lucian born, essay bred, but now I'm back. These are my ends. I have a mission here. I'm gonna kill it for the kids who don't have what I had. Both parents were teachers, so fuck what they did. I do it better. They tried to put me down too many times, but they can't hold me. No one can. My friends don't try to. I am the company I keep. I love the circle that I've created. Being young and black and queer and trans, I've had to fight for the spaces I belong in, and I protect them and uplift them with everything I have.
Yeah! Better than I could have expected. Did you want to go? You don't have to.
That was great. That was amazing. We're getting lots of love for you online, Sani, for that one.
Thank you, Fran.
It's all got a little bubble. I've got them. 2, 5, 3. Yeah, absolutely. It's just creative writing. There's no, not great. It's fine.
kind of thing. Where are you from? Territory Britain. Where are your parents from? Lincolnshire. Where are your grandparents from? Lost Beards. Where are your grandparents from? Lost Beards. Where are your ancestors from? Kenya. What is what is the origin of your tribe? Maasai, worldwide. Who am I? The daughter of the womb. Crystal frequency. Interest? Put me to the test. Gatekeeper of souls. A dead sister. Pick your mister. Example of the peace and stress reduction. Best storyteller yet.
Yeah, that is wonderful. Thank you so much, Syeda. That was such a great session. And we're going to leave and go into Reese's one now. So people online, just leave and join Reese's one. So we're going to go straight into that.